The history of basketball in New York City is written in concrete and sweat, a tapestry woven with the legends of the asphalt courts and the bright, unforgiving lights of Madison Square Garden. For generations, the city has waited for a figure who truly understands its heartbeat, someone who embodies the unrelenting grind of the five boroughs. Enter Jalen Brunson. He is not merely a basketball player. He is the architect of a new era, a leader who arrived at the fanfare of a supernova, but with the cold, calculating precision of a master craftsman. His journey to the 2026 NBA Finals is a testament to the idea that true heroism is forged in the silence of preparation and tested in the deafening roar of expectation. To understand the magnitude of this moment, one must look back to the foundations. Jalen Brunson's story is rooted in the high-stakes discipline of Villanova, where he operated under the tutelage of giants, absorbing the nuances of the game until they became instinct. As a two-time NCAA champion, he learned early on that championships are not won by highlights. They are secured by the unglamorous, often invisible work of setting screens, rotating on defense, and making the extra pass when the game is on the line. He was a decorated collegiate star, yet as he entered the professional ranks, the league's architects often overlooked him, pointing to his size, his speed, or his style as reasons he would struggle at the highest level. They were wrong. They failed to account for a mind that processes the game at an elite level and a heart that possesses the capacity to remain calm when the pressure mounts to an unbearable degree. His professional odyssey took a pivotal turn in 2022 when he committed his future to the New York Knicks. It was a union that felt destined from the start, a convergence of a franchise seeking its soul and a player looking for a canvas large enough to hold his ambitions. From his very first game in the orange and blue, Brunson did not just play point guard. He anchored the spirit of the team. He walked into the Garden with a blue-collar ethos, refusing to be rattled by the immense weight of the New York media or the skepticism of a fan base that has seen it all. He brought a sense of stability, a rhythmic intensity that turned every offensive set into an exercise in efficiency. He was the conductor, and the Garden was his orchestra. The climb was not without its trials. Year after year, the team flirted with greatness, falling just short in the postseason, learning the hard lessons that only defeat can teach. Through these setbacks, Brunson did not flinch. He evolved. He became the captain of the city, a player who could identify a defensive coverage with a single glance and exploit it with a footwork sequence that left even the most formidable opponents grasping at air. His scoring repertoire expanded, his vision sharpened, and his leadership solidified. He proved that you do not need to be the tallest or the most athletic player on the floor to be the most dangerous. You only need to be the smartest, the most resilient, and the most prepared. The 2025-26 season served as the ultimate canvas for his masterwork. Partnered with dynamic talents like Karl-Anthony Towns, Brunson elevated his game to a level that forced the entire league to take notice. He didn't just lead the Knicks to the playoffs. He carried them through the crucible of the Eastern Conference, earning the Eastern Conference Finals MVP award, a title that barely scratches the surface of his impact. When the lights were brightest, when the stakes were at their peak, Brunson was the man in the mirror, the one the team looked to when hope seemed to be slipping away. He became, in every sense of the word, the hero that the city had been craving, a man of humility whose competitive fire burns with the intensity of 1,000 suns. Now we find ourselves at the pinnacle, the 2026 NBA Finals against the San Antonio Spurs. The narrative of the season has been building toward this crescendo, and the first two games of this series have been nothing short of legendary. In a display of tactical brilliance and nerves of steel, the Knicks have surged to an early lead, claiming two commanding victories that have shaken the foundation of the Spurs dynasty. In these games, Brunson has been the engine, the driving force behind a collective effort that looks poised to end a 53-year championship drought. He has navigated the defensive schemes of the Spurs with surgical accuracy. Hitting the Knicks secure this title, it will not just be a win for the team. It will be a cultural reclamation. For the city of New York, Jalen Brunson has become a symbol of the very thing they pride themselves on: resilience. He has turned Madison Square Garden back into a theater of the impossible, a place where, for the first time in decades, the fans believe that a ring is not just a dream, but an inevitability. As we look at the path ahead, the narrative arc of Jalen Brunson's career is reaching its zenith. He has defied the scouts who doubted his height, he has silenced the analysts who questioned his ceiling, and he has captured the heart of a city that is notoriously difficult to please. He is no longer just a talented guard from New Jersey. He is the face of basketball in the greatest city on earth. Whether or not he hoists the Larry O'Brien Trophy at the end of this series, his place in the history of New York sports is already secure. He has to life, and in doing so, he has written his own mythos. This is the story of the man who chose to be the hero, not by seeking the spotlight, but by making the light shine on everyone around him. It is the story of the player who understood that the game of basketball is won in the margins, and he has lived his life in those margins, pushing, striving, and perfecting his craft. As the finals move forward, the world will watch as Jalen Brunson steps onto the court to write the final pages of this incredible chapter. He is the architect of glory, the steady hand in the storm, and the hero of New York. The championship is within reach, and as the clock ticks down toward history, we are all witnesses to the rise of a legend who is ready to claim his kingdom.